Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. What one hell of a week. What hell of a ride we've been on all week long. Long week, but a great week. We got to meet a lot of interesting people. We've had a lot of great people on the show over the past couple of months. Actually, the past few weeks, we've had some heavy hitters. We got the great pleasure of meeting Black and White Roofing, Wes and Joe. Black and White Roofing, man, we've heard that they had one hell of a story, a unique way of branding and creating a marketing presence in their local communities. And so we thought we'd bring these guys on the show and tell us a little bit of roofing space and all that good stuff. So Joseph, man, how's it been going? How's this show treating you so far?
It's great, man. We're having a good time.
Good, man. How about
We're a little
Wes?
tired.
Oh, a little tired. Yep.
Yeah, it's been fun. Got to meet a lot of neat people. Networking has kind of been the number one thing we've been able to do here. So
yeah, networking's great, man. They say networking today and relationships have become our currency in this industry right now. So
the more people that know you, the better.
Yeah, for sure. So when we were talking the other night, you guys were talking about different and unique ways of like branding your company. So first off, let's start off with like the black and white. Like where did the black and white idea come from? Because what's crazy about this is your truck. We saw your truck in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. And I pointed out to somebody, whoever was with me, I was like, dude, check out that truck wrap. Like it was badass and it stood out. So where did that idea come from?
So you're going to notice anytime there's any event, we're driving,
Mhm.
and I'm a pilot, so that's a little unique, I guess. But we want to make a presence when we go somewhere. So
Yeah.
we're going to wear the half black and white suits, and we're going to bring our trucks. We've brought several trucks, but yeah, I mean, we drive everywhere.
Awesome. So where did the black and white idea come from? Is that
So
like a keep it simple type of thing? Like it's just
Yeah.
black and it's white. It's
So that's
no
just how
gray area.
Yeah, that's how I operate. The difference is black and white. There is no gray area. So when I flew helicopters in the Army, been out as long as my hair here. I did 10 years and 11 days and flew Apaches. But basically, when you're flying a helicopter, you look through a reticle in your right eye, and it's all black and white, and it's very simple.
Okay.
The
That
hot
makes
stuff
sense.
is light, and the dark stuff is black, and there's more to it than that, and I'll let Wes kind of explain it, but it all ties together. He's my other half.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, I like that metaphor of keeping it simple.
Yeah.
It's either black or it's white. There's no gray area, man.
Yeah,
And that's
it's right or wrong. Everybody knows what's right. It takes discipline to choose that direction. So.
absolutely.
yeah, and I think when Joe got out of the Army, that he was remodeling 2 houses, couldn't find any good contractors in our area that were honest and dependable. So he wanted to start a company and do it right. And that's what we do every day is just, anytime we're doing a project, we don't cut any corners or really, yeah, we just don't cut corners. We do it right every time. If the customer doesn't want it done right, then we just won't do their project. So
Just not a good fit for the company then.
Yeah.
So, we've even trademarked, black and white roofs are right every shingle time.
yeah.
Oh, no way.
So,
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. So tell us about your unique ways of that you've been able to create that brand awareness.
Well, so we wear a black and white shoe everywhere we go. So we may not be in a black and white suit, but we'll have a black shirt on, maybe a black and white hat, but the black and white shoe, just walking into a grocery store or a gas station or wherever, people want to know why you have a black and white shoe on. And you can hand them a
it's the
business card.
icebreaker.
Yeah.
In places you're not expecting to, run into a customer or lead, you'll generate a lead just because you are standing out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, finding that
You want to be the loudest person in the room everywhere you go, and that's what we do.
That's for sure, because you guys have definitely made a big splash everywhere that we've seen you guys, and that's what has drawn us to you guys, because of that unique niche that you guys have created, with the black and white image that you guys have. Now, I've heard some other rumors too, like with the whole Google thing, like the review. Do you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, that's
publicly?
no problem. I recommend everybody do it. Now, don't tell your competitors, but
Yeah.
locally.
Right.
But we've got 30 million views on Google on our pictures, so that that puts you on top of Google Maps. We've always been on top of Google Maps. It definitely keeps you on the first page, and I'm talking about for free. I'm not paying nothing for this.
Yeah.
So you want to be a local guide. To
Start with a
off.
local guide, and then work your butt off and
Mhm.
I mean, every time, if there's a storm, we go to the storm, we immediately start just taking pictures of our truck. I mean, you got to have a wrap truck first, but we start taking pictures of our truck in front of every business, give them a 5-star review, say something good about them. Very few times will you have a business owner say, hey, take the picture down. And when they do, I just say, are you sure you want me to remove that 5-star review?
Mm-hmm.
And then they always say, no, go ahead and keep it.
Yeah. They tend to backpedal a little
Long
bit.
story short, when anyone Googles anything, a phone number, an address, anything, our truck pops up first.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
And I'm talking DMV everywhere.
Wow.
And before you know it, people just start saying, man, you're a marketing genius.
Mhm.
How do you do this? Do you know somebody in Google?
Mm.
I mean, it's real simple. It's just know how Google works and use it.
Yeah.
But wrap trucks are number one way we get business. Google's number two.
Nice.
And if you do that, it'll go viral.
I love that. Creating that brand awareness.
And the more reviews you leave, the higher rating you're going to get as that local review, and the more likely that your photo is going to move to the top of everybody else that's taken a photo of that business. So,
And just the harder you work on it, I mean, just have that Mamba mentality. Kobe Bryant, just outwork everybody. And I mean, I'm at a level now where I don't care how hard you try, you're not going to catch up to me.
Yeah. Yeah. If this was a
So-
game you already won.
yeah.
This was a race. Yeah.
So on the wrap trucks too, just keeping your wraps simple and making sure that when someone sees that truck, they know that it's your company. I see some companies that have wraps that are just kind of everywhere, and you can't really tell what's going on until you get close and stop and look at it. You want to be able to look at it and know, oh, hey, that's Black and White Roofing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of them have just this camo wrap. Well, there may be a few companies with a camo wrap. Who's that camo company? I don't know. Is it this person, that person?
Yeah, you're not going to see another wrap like ours.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't. We've been all over the place.
So when I got it wrapped, they asked me, hey, do you want to put clouds and lightning bolts and hail all over this thing? And I'm like, no, I want it straight down the middle, black on one side, white on the other.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's kind of like the Atlas shingles we sell, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put a white shingle on your roof, but if you did, right?
Yeah.
It would stay white with Atlas because they're putting on, because they partner with Scotchgard 3M. They got the copper coated granules.
Mm-hmm.
And this side is the,
Competitor.
the black side, the one that's getting the black streaks. So
Yeah. Right.
it all flows, man. It works together.
It does seem like it. And for someone starting out in business that might be watching this, to me, that seems like a inexpensive way to market and brand your business, because all it requires, other than putting out the money or the cash to wrap your trucks, right? But I think that should be one of your first investments, reinvesting into your company.
We've tried everything.
Right. From there, though, it just requires motivation and some hustle to go out to these multiple different locations and other businesses, review that business, right? Give them a 5-star review with a picture of you standing in front of their business with your truck. Seems to be like a no-brainer for anyone who's starting out in business to want to get their name out there quick and rank higher on Google.
Yeah, I mean, once you have the wrap truck, it doesn't cost you anything but your time.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, overnight you'll be the most popular company. And I don't mean roofing company. You'll be the most popular company in your area.
Yeah,
by
no,
far.
I like that. And I see that there's a newer roofing company out here actually listening to you guys right
You
now.
taking notes?
Yeah, make sure you're taking notes, because
Check us out online.
seriously, and this is the basic stuff, right? So a lot of times, and for me, we've been in business for so long, it's like we get so far out in the weeds sometimes, and it's like, we got to step back, take a deep breath, and get back to the basics. And the thing that we've learned over the years is, if you don't leave the basics, you don't ever have to go back to them.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, at times we all get stuck, distracted on shiny things. I've been talking about that a lot because it's been more evident to me, and I'm guilty of it, is getting distracted by shiny things. It's like the more of these conferences I come to and the more tools and gadgets and things I get distracted by, next thing you know, I got 15 things bolted to my website and I don't even know what's working anymore.
Yeah, we did that a couple years ago. I mean, we've
We've
tried
it all. I promise.
all
you.
these products that everybody offers because they all look great, and we're like, oh, that could really be good. And it's easier just to stick basic. So one more basic thing: if there's a storm, we've got a bag packed. We don't really leave Missouri, but we've got to go bag packed, and we've got yard signs ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't advertise on Facebook or Google or the radio or the internet or anything. We we take yard signs out as soon as the storm happens. So if a storm happens in the afternoon, we get in the truck, load it with yard signs, our bag, we go get a hotel, and we stay up all night littering the town with yard signs at every intersection we can. And when everybody wakes up the next morning, black and white's everywhere.
Black and
our
white's
trucks are
everywhere.
driving
They know
around.
who you are when they wake up.
I love that.
It's the easiest way to win a storm. You know, if there's a small storm and you got 5 or 6 companies that come in from out of town and you got a couple that are in town.
It costs you a little bit of money, but
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a stack of 500 yard signs, it costs a little bit, but it's the best investment you can make on winning a storm.
For sure. No, and I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm glad to hear somebody else saying that, because I said yesterday in our breakouts, like every time we come to Florida, right, there's always a neighborhood that's been peppered with something like hail, wind, whatever it is, right? So you see all these roofs being done, right, in the process of being built out, or roofs down the street with tarps on it, but you never see a yard sign anywhere. It's like they've almost become too spoiled. And I'm not knocking, you know, how they conduct business down here, because I don't want to say it comes easy, because obviously if this was easy, everybody would be doing it. But I feel like you could capitalize on the situation much more, you know, with wrapped vehicles, yard signs, door hangers, Post-it notes. We started recently using Post-it notes on people's doors.
Yep.
We go into a neighborhood and we'll start putting Post-it notes on the doors that are provided to us actually by a company called Lead Scout. I should have probably had it out to show you. And it's got a QR code on it. Nowadays, you got all these companies, at least a couple of them right now, that are giving you instant quotes that you can actually bolt onto a landing page or to your website. So all a homeowner has to do now is take a picture of that QR code, enter their information, and have a quote in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you can track that stuff. So we recently started doing that, taking it one step further, making it easier for the homeowner, because let's face it, everyone's going towards e-commerce right now.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
So I think it's very interesting that most of the people we talk out here are always like, how do you get leads? They're always asking that question. And I'm always, it blows my mind. I'm like, I've never had a lead problem.
Right.
And we live in a small town of 2,000 people.
Wow.
There's a lot of homes there, a lot of second homes, fifth homes, even, you know, right in the middle of Kansas City and St. Louis. We're at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. But I mean, I'm not kidding you. If you do what we're saying, you get a wrap truck, you put it all over Google, you litter the town with yard signs. I mean, I could turn any company, guaranteed, the most popular company in the area in a
You
week.
just have to put in the work.
You just got to work hard at it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That
Yeah.
really just requires work. The silver bullet is get your ass out of the truck.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
That's
most
the
people
hardest
are.
step to make. That's the hardest door to open is the door to the truck to get out.
I think most people are kind of focusing like all on roofing too. Like we're not always focused on talking about roofing with all these people.
Mhm.
You know, it's you know, I started a black and white zoo. All our animals are black and white. You know, it's on a gravel road. It's about a mile out of town, but everybody drives there. Everybody looks at it. You know, we got zebras and lemurs and I mean, you name it, we got it.
That's fantastic,
If it's
man.
black and white, it's there.
So you know, it's all about create buzz. And before you know it, they're all talking about you. Before you know it, they all need a roof.
Yeah.
It's that
So,
easy.
so you guys were talking about like you've tried everything. So how long have you been in business?
So what is it? It's almost 8 years.
8
Since
years?
2017.
Okay, cool.
7
So you've
years.
made it over that 1 to 5 year hump where they say most roofing businesses won't make it past 5 years. So you guys have made it past that. So obviously you guys are doing something right. So explain to us some of the things that you've gone through, the learning lessons, the learning curves, the growing pains that you guys have gone through over the years.
Trying every technology there is to make it more efficient, and it not being more efficient. You're actually making it more complicated for yourself. We've
And some
tried-
of it's good.
Yeah, some of it's great if we had a larger company. And we've tried to make a larger company. We've got 2 locations right now. We had 3 at one point, and we just couldn't sustain it because we couldn't build the internal team to put management in place to manage those spots. And we can't be everywhere.
Yes,
So,
that is one of the hardest growing
Well, and
pains.
we've always been drowning in too many leads. You know, trying to
Yeah.
contact all the customers that keep coming in.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a good problem
I mean,
to
that's
have.
a good problem to have.
It
yeah.
is
really
a good
is.
problem to have. but it's also hard when you get to that point to tell a customer, hey, I'm a month or 3 out, and then you really want to try and fit them in. But if you do, then you're neglecting some of your other customers,
Of course.
and you're not giving that same level of service to everyone that you should be. So that's something that's hard to do, that sometimes we still are working on figuring out how to tell those people, hey, we're really busy right now. It might be a little while before we get to you. So
Yeah, it's definitely a good problem.
Yeah.
The great words of Jana Backer, and she told me this one day. She's like, we're blessed for the stress. And I was like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, I was not in the mood to hear something like
Right.
that. About 10 minutes later, I called her up and I was like, dude, that's probably the greatest thing I've ever heard. But at that moment, I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But realistically, because you guys have put in the time, put in the work, kicked ass, took names, it's starting to come to fruition. It's starting to unpack for you guys. And you've actually found, that silver bullet that every other contractor in our industry is looking for. And really what it comes down to is just hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not that you guys are rocket scientists or anything like that. It's just, you tried certain things. It didn't work. You didn't continually try to do those same things, because that's the definition of insanity, is repeating the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. You realized it's not going to work. Let's try something different. You found that magic potion, get out of your truck, knock the door, put yard signs out, wrap your trucks. And really it is that simple, especially if you're just starting out. And that is very affordable to be able to do those things. I mean, obviously you got to reinvest in the company,
Right.
Wrap the trucks, buy a bunch of yard signs, and then put the legwork in. I like it. I love your attitude about it. Okay. So when you were talking, I think you've gotten distracted with the shiny things and all of this technology today. And I feel like when you're first starting out, because I've been going on a mission here the last couple months, and it's going to probably get even more intense, but I would like to change that percentage of contractors that go out of business within the first, 1 to 5 years. So I've been trying to come up with what platform am I going to use other than behind the tool belt? Can I get in more speaking engagements and things like that? And I think one of the first things that we as contractors to help our industry out is to reach out to newer and younger roofing contractors and help guide them and mentor them, because let's face it, I'm a firm believer that we have to give this thing away to keep it, because what good is it doing anybody when it's up here? Right.
Well, yeah. And
You know
so-
what I'm saying? The biggest thing when it comes to this thing is, I think that there's 3 things you need when you first start out in business. You need QuickBooks or some kind of financial accounting system to track your money, first and
I would
foremost.
agree with that. Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Probably a good CRM,
Yep.
right? A proposal, whatever you want to call your CRM. I know at first, for the longest time, like our proposals were done through Excel spreadsheets, which then didn't communicate with anything. So
Right.
I had 3 people entering the same information in 3 different locations that didn't communicate with anything. So that wasn't very seamless, right? So then we got a CRM that one person puts the information in there. It shows up in all the places and locations that it needs to show up for everyone who needs to see it, in different layers of certain things that you don't want people to see. They don't have to see, because you have admin levels, you have
Right.
different levels within your CRM. But more importantly, it gives you like a quoting platform to present a quote to somebody. I'm trying to think of the words that I'm trying to think of right here. I'm kind of drawing a blank, like a proposal software, right? So your proposal looks good, that might communicate with like an aerial measurement tool. And really, when you're first starting out, those are the 3 things you need. If you're not capable of getting up on the roof and measuring it, and honestly, you don't even need that right away. So it's like,
We don't
you
even
need
do
a
it anymore.
CRM, right? You need QuickBooks or some financial thing, and figure out what that 3rd app might be. You don't need 10 different apps to perform business on a daily basis.
So,
I agree 100% with that.
yeah, we've tried a bunch, but yeah, find one that kind of does it all and integrates it into one app. So we use AccuLinks just because it does work well. We use a lot of Eagle Views.
Yeah.
And then it also integrates with QuickBooks.
Yeah, I've lost way too much money having somebody try to measure a roof.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
trust them.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to have the aerial measurement.
Yeah, if you give an estimate to somebody and sign a contract and you're 20 squares off, I mean, that's a big deal. Or if
Well-
that 10-foot measurement they wrote down as 100 feet. Whoa, what happened there?
Exactly.
Well, and
So-
you ask about, what have we learned, right? You talked about a few different things that you think that you really absolutely need, and I agree. But I would take it a little further and say, Ronald Reagan said, "Trust but verify." You got to trust some people, but you better damn be checking on them.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a big lawsuit from my general manager from last year, so always be checking on them.
Yeah.
They'll go in and delete things and change things and screw you over, man.
Yeah, make sure you have a backup in place, and then just know what's going on in your business every day. And if you have a CRM that everything's integrated, you can go through and check on everything every day. You'll know if something's going wrong or if things are going right.
Yeah.
But I agree. So accounting software, a good CRM platform, and then you don't have to have a bunch of wrap trucks. One wrap truck will do plenty. I mean, our number one lead source is the trucks, and
Mhm.
we've got like 10 somewhere in there, maybe a few more. We've got other stuff. So we got a couple smart cars too.
And a limo.
Yeah, I
That's
know
a
limo.
pretty
The
big one,
smart
too.
cars, actually, nobody wants to drive when they work for us, but honestly, the best thing to go sell in, especially if you're a bigger guy,
Yeah.
fat guy in a little coat,
Yeah.
driving this little tiny car, and you pull up to a house, and every single time the homeowner goes, "Oh, do you need me to get my ladder?"
Right.
Because most people don't know about the extended ladders.
Of
And
course.
and then you say something like, "Well, I got a 20-foot ladder in that thing." They're like, "Oh God, no, you don't. I'll go get my ladder." And then you pull it out, extend it, and they're like,
Voila.
"Oh, be damn, you did have
Yeah.
a ladder."
Yeah.
And then if you get to a little bit higher level, get a cool muscle car or something, and wrap it. I got a 37 Ford with suicide doors. I mean, it's a conversation piece. Let me tell you.
No
Yes.
doubt.
So, and anybody that's had an old
Just
car or
leads
truck
into
knows
it.
that. Anytime you go to a gas station, everybody wants to talk to you. So we at Lake of the Ozarks have a car show every weekend from spring to fall. And so if you have something that you can take there and interact with people, then the leads are just walking right up to you too. We don't do a whole lot of trade shows for leads. Again, mainly the wrap trucks, self-generating. We probably get more leads off of just walking around in a store with black and white shoe. Door knocking is probably the last one. If Joe and I go out and door knock, we only need to do it for a day or two, and we're overwhelmed
Yeah.
because we had the trucks, because we've already got the yard signs out. So by the time we knock on their door, they already know who we are.
Yeah.
And at that point, they're telling their friends, and we're getting referrals. You're really only one door knock away from never knocking a door again if you put everything in place to get the referrals.
I'll
If
tell
you're
you,
doing
so-
a good job.
We use door knocking loosely. That
Yeah.
door knocking's going out in the limo, going to dinner, taking everybody out. It's whatever. But one of the best things we ever did was when we bought that zebra, Marty.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
named after the Madagascar movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it went nationwide. He jumped the fence and was running around the county. It went nationwide.
That's crazy.
We had to tranquilize him. I mean, ended up taking, like, I think a normal horse will take a dart, right?
Yeah.
He took 3 darts.
Yeah.
And he still wasn't out.
And we're like, all right, we had 6 guys. All right, we're get ready to lift. And we went over there to lift him up, and he
Mhm.
stood up, stumbling around, kind of drunk, and walked on the trailer himself.
Oh, nice.
For
So then yeah.
6 months after that, everybody in the public was like, "You get that zebra pack?"
Mhm.
They're still saying it.
Still saying.
So, and then we got another zebra. We got a female. Her name's Cruella.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah. That's awesome. You can't pay for publicity like
well,
that.
I mean, we were in the centerfold of all the newspapers. I mean, we were in magazines. We were all over the country, front page newspapers. I mean, at one point they did an interview with me, and they called me Joe Exotic, the Zebra King.
Right? There you go. I love that.
So I'd recommend it. Everybody needs to own an exotic animal. If you have,
or
if you-
something. Just have
so-
something.
I mean,
that
something
creates
crazy.
buzz.
If you can afford a $250,000 giraffe,
Yeah.
and you have a place on the highway, get a giraffe. People will stop by and ask what you do.
Right.
I mean, we took roofing off of all of our trucks.
Really?
We don't even, it doesn't even say roofing anymore.
Wow.
It's people are like, who's black and white and what do you do?
Mhm.
And that's just,
Yes.
that's how we start our conversations.
Yes.
Like everybody here, they're like, who are you? What do you do? Are you famous? I mean, all I did was put a bandana on, and half the people are asking me for my autograph.
Right.
You want to, they're like, Willie.
Yeah. Right. Like, where's your guitar at, bro?
Yeah.
Right.
You got dude from ZZ Top, and
Yep.
but you got Leonard Skinner over here,
Yeah.
right? That's a good combination.
Robertson.
This is such a great story, and it really is. And I don't think I recommend anyone going out and buying an exotic animal
Yeah.
and letting it loose in your county, at least for a good.
I would recommend
be
it.
in business for at least 5 years before you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's such a great story. And
You'll never knock another door.
yes, you'll never have to knock another door. Just get a zebra and
Well,
call
what was that other podcast we were on? Marketing Pros or something? Roofing Marketing Pros. He did one. We were his 99th episode,
Mm-hmm.
and it was called 99 Problems, but a lead ain't one.
Nice.
I mean, it was
bet.
cool.
I bet. No,
I'm
that's
telling you.
great. You couldn't have planned that any better, man. And that's funny how things work out, like that momentum. When the momentum's going, you guys are putting in the work and you're continuously doing the next right thing. Good things start to happen. You're not cutting corners. You're taking care of homeowners.
Gotta keep
You're
moving.
being transparent. You're being honest. You're being authentic. And you found that niche that works for you guys. You know, that brand awareness that you guys have created. Like, you don't even have to put roofing on your truck, right? People are searching you. They're not even going into Google and searching roofer near me. They're searching black and white roofing. And when you've gotten it to that point, you know you've made it. Like, not made it. And don't misinterpret what I said, because it goes back to, don't forget where you come from, bum. And if you stick to the basics, you don't ever have to go back to them.
Well, and we're even getting into more stuff. So part of the reason we took roofing off the trucks is I wanted to test it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everybody, I mean, they call us for everything. I mean, I've done excavating work. They're like, hello, black and white. How can we help you? I mean, we're getting into energy drinks and wine and beer, and
Oh, whoa.
we're selling guns. I mean, we're doing everything.
Wow.
Roofing is just roofing's the cash flow.
Right.
We're getting into land development and real estate. I mean,
Nice. Good for
it's-
you.
the company's Black and White Industries.
Okay. Makes sense.
So,
You know, and it's okay to diversify and have different streams of revenue coming in.
As long as you don't get too stretched out.
Yeah. Don't want to get too stretched out for sure. But it's okay
challenge
to have,
accepted.
you know, but with the real estate, you know, and that's the thing I think a lot of us roofers miss the boat on, you know, is owning rental properties, real estate, buying land, developing the land, and roofing can be that vehicle for different avenues of you know, revenue coming in. And real estate's one of those things. It's never a bad time to buy real estate. I don't care if it's today. I don't care if it was 3 years ago. The best time to buy real estate is now, and wait.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just wait, because you never know. Yes, it might be a 5% interest rate now, or 7%, whatever. We all know that you'll be able to refinance, get a lower interest rate at some point in time, and the value of it always increases.
Yeah. And I mean, Joe and I have looked at properties before that you've got an opportunity as a roofer. You know, it needs a brand new roof.
Yes.
Maybe they don't have insurance, and they've got to lower the price. It's got some damage that, you know, if you do roof, siding, gutters, maybe have somebody that can do some interior work for you, you can get a pretty good deal on a house that needs to be fixed up and flip it pretty easy, or sit on it, rent it, and make some passive income.
So I become like, some of my best friends that roof their house, you
Mm-hmm.
know, not old friends, but like roof their house. We become really good friends. I mean, business partners. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've started buying land and developing land with people that I've roofed houses with, you know, roofed their house. I mean, one of my best friends, I roofed his house, put a Da Vinci on it. It leaked like 3 times. I went over there, fixed it, kept fixing it. You know, he's like, man, you're a really honest guy.
Yeah.
Well, now we're buying land together. We're buying a bulldozer together, you know.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I mean, he's 77.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we work together.
But
He's
having
a-
relationships with your customers that last a lifetime, you know,
He's a hell of an entrepreneur.
you're going to
though,
get
man.
referrals for life too.
That's what I was saying, because that's your brand. Your brand isn't necessarily what you guys have created. Your brand is your past, present, and future clients,
Right.
and your team screaming about your company and the culture that you guys have. But circling back to that rental purchase, right? We've in the past have used that, like if the house, building, or commercial property actually needs a new roof, we've used that as leverage to get a better price on that property, because we are a roofing company.
Right.
We know what it's going to take, and we've been able to have them knock that cost off of that property, you know, and then we go in and we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's one of the advantages of owning a construction company, is that we can actually do the work ourselves on them.
So I've even I've traded, like, you know, bulldozer work, or, you know, clearing land and stuff like that for roofs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can roof it for cheaper than the guy that doesn't own the roofing company.
Exactly.
So yeah, use it to your advantage. I mean,
For sure. Yeah. Think outside the box a little bit. Get creative with it. for sure. Well, guys, this has been, is there anything else that you want to share with everybody that's been watching this morning?
No, just I would say, back to the wrap trucks. Number one, most important thing, you don't need a ton of them. We've driven to towns before with one truck that we've never been to. Done a few of the Google reviews, and the next morning I talk to people and they say, "I see your trucks everywhere." Well, there's only one truck, but in their mind, since they see us going all around and back and forth, there's got to be a ton of them.
Yes.
So one wrap truck, you will start getting calls and people will tell you, "I see your trucks everywhere."
Yeah.
So yeah, good CRM, some way to keep track of your money, a wrap truck, some yard signs, and you're off and ready to go.
That's right. And put in the work, man.
Yeah.
You need to do a little bit more than that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just got to put in the work, man.
And we've spent a lot of time when we were here the past few days talking to people that are new to the industry, some new businesses, some new sales reps, and giving them some good ideas. And like you were saying earlier, it doesn't do any good if you know it all, if you can't share it and bring other people up. So
Exactly.
So I guess I got one more thing that some people think it's a little crazy, but I went all in and did it, and it worked out for us. We put, a lot of people say don't get political in business. I disagree 100% because, ask yourself this question: how much of the market share do you actually have in your area?
Mm-hmm.
I went all in. We put Trump flags on every one of our vehicles, paraded around town, and it was the best thing. It was one of the best things we ever did.
It's risky.
Yeah,
it's risky.
It worked out really good for us.
Oh.
Just depends on what region.
Maybe where you're from. I don't know.
Yeah. What county, what state, depends on that. I could see that being an advantage in some places, but definitely probably the death bullet in other places.
Yeah,
it's definitely a risky move for someone to do that. But in the same token,
don't be scared to take some chances.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, man. You got to take chances. That's what this is all about.
You're not going to grow if you don't.
Right.
Sometimes
you don't actually have to be a gambler, but you need to know how to make wise decisions and gamble on the right things.
Yeah. Well, and even with your local advertising, I mean, you're going to get hit up by people every day wanting you to buy advertising in this magazine or on this calendar or whatever. So just think about how
I don't think we've ever got a lead from a magazine.
We stopped
advertising magazines a long time ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff doesn't work, but find a different way to support your community in advertising. Maybe like a school event for kids, sponsor a sign.
Give some stuff away. I mean, try to be Mr. Beast.
Yeah, right.
I gave away a Harley Davidson and gave away a lot of guns.
The Harley Davidson didn't get as much traction as a $50 Target or Ross gift card online.
Really?
We get more response online and Facebook from $50, $100 gift cards than we do from $1,000 items.
Yeah, give away $100 to Target, and all the women will go crazy about it.
Wow.
I mean, we'll post $100 to Target. Post something that makes you think of black and white, and it's just bam, 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 bam. I mean, they're just. Or take a picture of our truck when you see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if it's
$50 gift card.
The fact that it's a more expensive item, they think that they have less of a chance of winning, so they don't even share or comment. But when you give them $100 gift card, they love it.
Good thinking. That's actually a great thought right there. I never thought that, because you would think more people would want to be encouraged or would be encouraged if they saw Harley Davidson. But you're right. They're probably thinking the odds of winning that are like 1 in a million. But a $50 or $100 gift card to Target or Walmart or someplace like that. And if you're giving a bunch of them out, and plus it's affordable for you, more affordable for you to hand out more.
When you give away an AR-15 or, any type of gun, you get a lot of traction from guys.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. One more thing that I talked to a lot of the new sales guys we talked to about, they should always be wearing their company logo everywhere they go.
Yes.
Good point.
If you go to a restaurant and you're wearing the company logo and somebody's had a roof leak for 3 months and they see you in your shirt and they know they've seen your truck around, that you do that, they're going to stop and talk to you. But if you don't, they would have no idea. They're not even going to think about the fact that their roof's leaking.
In a sense, I mean, if you've got somebody in your company and they're waking up every morning and they're like, man, I got to go to work. I hate my job. Get out of here. I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like I work. I mean, it's a lifestyle. I just live this life, and I'm selling roofs. I'm selling stuff. I don't work. I don't ever want to work again.
Now, if you have too many leads, I'd recommend taking the shirt off.
Yeah.
Wear the same colored shoes.
That's right. That's what I do.
I do
Go
have
incognito.
Yeah.
I do have one vehicle that's not wrapped, and that's just so I can hide sometimes.
I don't blame you.
Sometimes I want to break.
Yeah.
And I'll drive around the Mercedes and hide.
So the $1 million question: when is the next duck call? The newest duck call coming out?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I think it's this fall.
No, we're getting into some products, like I said, beer, wine, energy drinks, maybe some safety glasses. We're doing a few things.
Mhm. Awesome. Well, dudes,
Stay tuned.
this has been a blast, and we're gonna definitely stay in touch. We'll have to zoom you in a couple weeks to just see how you guys are making out, what new products you guys are coming out with. I'm really happy that we got to meet you guys. I actually met you guys last week in Dallas, and I'm sure we'll see you on the road again sometime. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And unfortunately, this will not be the last time you see my ugly mug today, but today is the last day of the show. Thank you for tuning in.
If you wanna follow us and check out the
Yes.
whole zebra thing unfold, we're at blackandwhite_TV on TikTok.
There you go.
Black and White
Check us out
Roofing
on
Facebook
Instagram.
and Instagram.
Good job, guys. Thank you for what you do for our industry.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.